Greetings, fellow Earthlings and viewers of the World Wide Web. Welcome back to the channel. This is Toon 215, and right now we're gonna hit it with another nighttime walking tour. Except the last one y'all saw, we went north. This one, we're gonna go south. We're not gonna go to South Philly, but I'm gonna walk southbound, and my goal is to end up around the Richard Allen Homes projects. We're gonna try to walk to that direction. So right now we are currently on Phillip Street. I figured this would be a pretty interesting street to start off the tour at for one reason. I don't know if you guys can see it. I'm gonna try to get to it right here. We got some nice artwork here. Check it out. Pretty cool artwork. But the main thing that I like is this gigantic tiki right here. Look at this, is an actual tiki. I don't know if you guys can see it. One of those giant faces. I don't even know if you would call it a tiki. But it's one of those big faces from back in like the day before we was born. Like them ancient faces. I don't know if you can see it. I'm going to point at it with my umbrella because it was drizzling. This is the nose. Two big eyeballs. This thing's larger than me. It's a good, I would say, 8 to 9 feet. It's huge. But as you can see, it's hidden right here along the side. That was made by the people who keep this garden up. Look at, check it out. Then they got this. You see it? Yeah, that looks crazy, right? And then look at it. I don't think you guys are going to be able to see this one. But this is another one of those giant tiki faces. But it's made out of tires. That's completely recycled out of tires. Look at this. All these scrap tires here. You know how in Philly they be throwing out tires everywhere? Look at, those are all shredded scrap tires, and they recycled it and they made a giant one. This one's huge. So what I think they'll eventually do is they might end up cementing it and making it into what you saw over there. Yeah, this is like a little garden on the back block. This is all pretty much, as you can see, plants. But all of the plant holders were made from recycled items. So that was good. They repurposed items. And then over here, you got some artwork, some graffiti. Yeah, I thought that'd be pretty interesting. I wish it was a little bit more ambient light so you guys got a chance to take it in. But, you know, maybe in a future tour, I'll come through here, show you guys in the daytime what it looks like. Yeah, it's approximately 9:27 Eastern Standard Time. It's nighttime. These homes weren't here before. Brand new. Brand spanking new. These four, brand new. And they're renting them. This little warehouse right here, that's like a little bring your own, I think it's like a little hookah bar type of thing right there. They actually recently opened that. That's like some back entrance stuff. Because the front of this building is on American Street. It's like a little art studio and like a taekwondo, boxing gym and all that stuff. Yeah. So we're on Phillip Street, the 2200 block of Phillip. We're going to be entering Susquehanna Avenue. This is Susquehanna Avenue. I can go right, I can go straight. I'm going to go right because this is going to take me to the Richard Allen Home projects a lot quicker. And I think this will be a little bit of a different scenery. I could have kept going straight. Straight would have took me through like North Square, then through like Old Kensington, which is pretty much gentrified. So there's no reason I'm taking a look at that area. I mean, it's a beautiful area, but at nighttime, you guys probably not gonna see much. Right now, we're on American and Susquehanna Avenue. This is American Street. Fresh pavement, everything. The sidewalks are fresh. The asphalt on the street is fresh. The center island is fresh. Even those weeds, they're fresh, despite them looking yellow and drained out of life. But this whole block, even the lights, look up. You see how those lights are nice, bright white? Yeah, remember I told you that hookah thingy majiggy to bring your own whatever it is was in the backside of a studio? Look at it. That's it right there. That's the studios. I remember one time, I'm going to tell you guys this story. real quick before we keep walking, I think I was waiting with my wife. She had to head to work. She used to work like in the heart of the city, and she needed to go to some type of meeting or something. So we waited right here. This is before this whole little gentrification on American happened. So we used to wait right here for the 57. There was a pole right here. Matter of fact, boom. See this hole in the ground? That's where the pole for the 57 was at. They got solar trash cans. Check it out, guys. These are solar trash compactors. Wow. Look at that. Wow. Psychedelic. Oh, and they got little foot things. Oh, technology at its finest. But anyway, so we was waiting right here, and we was waiting for the 57 to come. It was an early morning, and she had got a news alert that right here. And I remember when we was waiting for the bus, we saw these cops over here on this block. There was caution tape. This block right here, just about maybe 50 yards away, maybe, give or take. A block away, less than a half a block, right? On this block. And when we found out what it was, they have found a female's body in a suitcase, dropped off right here. Now that pole that I was talking about that they removed, the most interesting thing about that pole, I don't know, that stood out to me and her the most, was that there was a detailed little giraffe drawn on the pole with magic marker. I don't know, that stood out to me for some apparent reason. I was thinking about, like, could it have been like some type of like mark that was left behind? So no, I don't think no serial killer is gonna go through that much effort to, you know, stop his crime or drop a suitcase here. But it was in the middle of the street, and then go over there and draw a little giraffe. But it was a little detailed giraffe. But I remember that giraffe wasn't there that day before. It was right here. There was a suitcase right in the middle of the street, and it was a female's body. Yeah, that was crazy. It was on the news and everything. And the thing was that they dropped it off like 5 in the morning, 4:35 maybe. Like right before the sunrise. So somebody drove through 3rd Street. We just passed 3rd Street. We're on Susquehanna Avenue. We're walking up Susquehanna Avenue. Yeah, we got a starter and alternator spot right there. They rebuild your starters and your alternators. They used to rebuild axles too, but all these houses across the street. We just passed Oriana Street. All those houses, they're new. They were made by North Square Civic Association. It's a nonprofit organization in the neighborhood that empowers minorities, or at least tries to. Yeah, that was built through their grant and their funding. We're on 4th and Susquehanna Avenue. I had one of my students when I used to work with youth for a good, 8 to 10 years. One of my students, not too long ago, in 2018, him and his family were from right here in this neighborhood. They actually went to McKinley Elementary School. I used to work at that school too. I worked at a few schools in the neighborhood. He got killed right here. There was a shootout, and he was only like 12. Yeah, it was him, 2 other brothers, and 1 sister, and I had all of them. They were different age groups, 7th, 8th, 5th grade, 3rd, and I think like a 1st grader. Yep. And I documented the morning I found out. I went over there, and I have it on my channel. When I went and saw the candles and everything, it was bone chilling, because to see him in a classroom, him being a young youth, and then to see him on the news that he passed away, it was tough. It's kind of hard to take in, Really sad. All right, we just passed Lithgow. This is the 2200 block of Lithgow, and these are more North Square homes. These homes were selling for about $135,000 to $150,000. Yep, 3-story. They got a little yard space and everything. That car right there on my left just went up a one-way. This is a one-way. They just went up the one-way. We're passing Lawrence Street. This is McKinley Elementary School. That's where the youngster went. It's a shame. I know his family was greatly affected by his passing. And all his classmates. Could you imagine being in school with him and then to hear that he ain't coming back the next year? You know what I mean? And he was young. I think at the time, when I last saw him, he was like in 3rd grade. When he passed away, he was probably like in 6th grade, 7th grade. I don't know what, 12 years or what, like 6th, 7th, right? Yeah. No, actually, 6th, 7th. Yeah, I think 7th. Because when I was in 6th grade, I was 11. So 12, yeah, that's about right. All right, right now we're on 5th and Susquehanna. We got an auto tag spot right here on my right. I went across the street on 5th Street. We got a corner store right here, a food market that reads "Love, Not War," and then it shows a gun, like an AK. But the gun is basically promoting peace because it got a heart at the end. It says "Love, Not War." This is a little cleaners. They, you know, if you're into getting your clothes repaired, hemmed up, stuff like that, that's where you will want to go. We're passing Reese Street. Reese comes up this way on my right, then it goes down on my left. All those little blocks, they're pretty empty and discreet right now. The weather right now, I would say, what, maybe 50s, 60s, 50s, 60s? Yeah, it's about a good 50 degrees, 60 degrees maybe. I know that the cold weather is due to the rain. Yeah. Tomorrow's supposed to be like a good 70s. It's not gonna rain tomorrow. That's why I got the umbrella out, because it was just drizzling. We just passed Randolph Street. That's Randolph. They're building a lot of new houses on that block. A lot of brand new additions. This lot right here used to have a good 15 classic cars from like the 1950s to like the 70s right here in this lot. I think they bought the lot and the old head had to move them. Whoever owned those cars. He lives across the street. The old head that owned all them cars, Spanish dude. Brand new home. Look at that. Next to a dirty lot. Yeah. They're not worrying about cleaning up the lots. These investors, they're just worrying about placing their homes, and that's it, and getting them sold. They'll leave the new buyers with the mess. Yeah, the old head that owned all them cars, this is his home right here. And he got a classic car in the back right over there. Look, let me show y'all. You got an old school Toyota. We're on Fairhill. Look, that's a new home. 2100 block of Fairhill. See, this is a classic. This is a wagon. Then he got another classic back there. And then he got this classic right here. This is his flatbed. Beautiful classic. This one does have some rust on it. But, you know, for being over 50 years old, this is what? Probably like a 60-year-old vehicle. It's a shame somebody busted his window. I remember that his window wasn't busted. Look at it. Somebody busted. See? He had to put a cardboard over it. Probably kids. Because I don't think an adult would have did that. At least not somebody in their right mind. You know what I mean? All right, we're approaching 6th and Susquehanna. We're on Susquehanna. We're traveling westbound. We got 2100 6th Street on my left, 2200 on my right. We got Susquehanna Grocery on my right-hand side. I don't really see that open anymore. It's not open like it used to be. All right, we're about to walk through a block where recently there was 2 people killed. Where I'm about to walk through. As recent as, oops. My umbrella got stuck in that graded gate that's right there. There's a graded gate, and I was like trying to walk with it like I'm a cool pimp with a limp. Yeah, as recent as like 2 weeks ago. Yeah. There was even a knife-wielding woman here. Yeah. Different reports. There's an app called Citizens app, and if you live in the Philadelphia area, you could download it. And the Citizens app basically allows you, the citizen, to be the reporter. So for example, right now, if there's a shooting right here and we catch it live, if we want and we have that app, we could go on our account, record it and report it, and our footage will get thumbs up. They'll be commenting on our footage. We're passing Marshall Street. This is the 2200 block of Marshall right there. This is the 2100 block of Marshall. Yeah, so my wife, she is subscribed to the app. I don't really like the app because I don't want to be getting bugged about every single incident that happens in my neighborhood or around me. She feels like it's a good idea to know that type of stuff. I feel like knowing that type of stuff would drive you crazy. So just the less I know, the better. But yeah, she be the one that be telling me this stuff. So she got the report that there was a knife-wielding woman, and guess what? She was naked. Yep. On 7th and Susquehanna. Look, we're on 7th and Susquehanna right now. Yep, boom. Yep. This is 2100 block 7th Street. Now, walking around this time of night, it's not the wisest thing. This is a new building right here, because that's usually the time to get jammed up. Now, to break down the lingo, what do I mean by jammed up? Look at this building's gonna be apartments. You could tell 2, 1, C, H. Those are all different meters. It's new fence. Hey, new fence with old mattress. Better watch it. I probably got bed bugs. But jammed up is pretty much robbed. That's a good comparison. Because it's so quiet out right now that if somebody jumps out on you, you know, you better know some type of rush hour. You know how when he flipped the gun backwards, you better know some type of magic trick. We're passing Franklin. Franklin Street always has a lot of trees. This block right here, this specific block, there's a lot of tall trees. But yeah, you better know something. You better have a firearm. You better have some type of wits, some type of smarts. It's not 100% chance that they'll profile you. And it's not 100% chance that people out every minute, every hour of the day trying to hit a lick. Trying to hit a lick is mean trying to get a bag. Trying to get a bag means it's trying to get some money. But right now, while we're here walking, I'm sure there's somebody on the prowl or duo or, you know, a couple people out there trying to come up. That's the sad truth to it. We're on 8th and Susquehanna. Yeah, a couple people got shot here on this corner. Yeah, sad. But I'll be wheeling through here. I'll be wheeling this corner straight through to like the next block. When I be on my scooter, they be all out here and I'm like, I'm about to do a makeover on my scooter. Yo, come on, get out of town with it. Yo, my umbrella broke on me. That's cheating. Look at this block. Yo, my umbrella broke, y'all. Well, y'all can see that I already knew that it was kind of messed up because I taped it. Yeah. I can go straight. I can go left. Left is probably more interesting for you guys, right? I feel like you guys like the smaller blocks. These are abandoned. Look at abandoned. Yo, this is abandoned, but it got a ring doorbell, yo. Yo, subscribe to Toon 215 on YouTube. Don't forget to turn on your notification bell. Yo, here, look at this block. Look at it. They're doing street work. The giant hole in the ground. They're doing the plumbing. Yeah. And look at this brand new houses right here. Oh, and right here. Look at that, brand new homes. So you got these little blocks that have been malnourished for the last 20 years. You know what I mean? Last couple decades. These blocks have been malnourished, underappreciated. They haven't been kept. All these lots at one period or another were all houses, but for one reason or another, they ended up abandoned. Taxes went up. They ended up getting crushed, knocked down, for rent, and then they end up lots. Fast forward to 2021, investors come in and they get those lots for cheap. Cheap. Look at that brand new home again and again. But look at what's across the street. Debris, rocks, you know? Look at somebody actually lives there. That's actually being lived in. There's plants in the window and everything. Look at another new building. Look at a brand new building, 3-story with a roof deck next to a 2-story building. that's old and original. Look at the difference. Look at the stark contrast. Look at the diversity here. Boom. So you buy this house for $300,000, $400,000. This is what you live next to. You look out your window from here. What do you see? Ta-da! Boarded up buildings, abandoned houses. Eventually, that'll probably get, you know, it's not eventually or probably, it will soon get rehabilitated, but not right now, not right this second. They're still working. Look at those new houses, brand new. They're still working on it, guys. It ain't gonna happen overnight. Rome wasn't built overnight. It takes time. Another abandoned house. So you already seen how many abandoned houses were on this block that had brand new homes on it. Look at another one. You got me? Yeah. All right, we're by 8th and this is Diamond. Yeah, if we keep going right, oh, we got an E-board. Oh no, that's a penny board. I thought that was an E-board. Is it an E-board? Hold on, let me see if he paid. If he pushes it, now he was going downhill. Oh, there's cops over there. Yeah, but I don't want to go over there because I already took y'all through that area when I did the walking tour of the North Philly College campus. I went straight that way. Diamond. We walked by this block. So let me take you through this block, right? Look at, we got a playground right here. This playground is being revitalized also. Community grows here. That's what that says. Yeah. We got a basketball court right here too, but next to the basketball court, look at all that trash and debris. It's like right now, Philadelphia is at a stage of like spring cleaning. Like a never-ending spring cleaning for a couple years. Because it's gonna take a couple years for everything to really get put back to normal. Like, I can't wait. You know, most likely I'm probably not gonna like, it's not gonna matter to me because I'm gonna, you know, probably more than likely have a property outside of the city. That's my goal, to get a property or multiple properties outside of the city. But I'm looking forward to, within the next 5 to 10 years, to the time when this area is not going to be worked on as much. Because right now, it's like every other block you go on, there's street construction. Look at another house, boom. A brand new house. Look at that. Brand new house. They ain't even got steps yet. Oh, yes they do. I spoke too soon. Steps are right here. But sometimes they build the house, they put the whole foundation up, and they save the steps for last. So I've seen plenty of houses without steps. So that's the thing that they do last. Look at that. Look at that rear exit for that new building. 1 door, 2 door, 3 door. That's like a fire escape. But yeah, guys, we're on Darien Street. Now we're on, what's this? Norris? Yeah, this is Norris. Because after Diamond is Norris. And then the next block is Burks. I'm not trying to go right because I did right plenty of times. When I went that way, I did that plenty of times in the daytime. And there's really nothing to see over there at night. But in order for me to get to the Richard Allen Homes projects, I gotta go straight. I gotta go this way. So I'm trying to take you guys on what I guess what would be like the scenic view. The scenic hood view. Oh, this is worth money, son. Oh, one. Yo, this is good money right here. This is like a whole, you take this to the scrapyard, this is like a whole $30, $20. Oh, there's another one. Yo, I just found like $40, y'all. Look at 1, 2. Those are rads. Lead rads. Aluminum or lead, depending on the material. But most likely that's like a lead radiator. There's 2 of them, yo. Wow. I picked them up because a scrapper will go through there and that'll be good money for them. That's like a little bonus. at minimum, depending on their weight, they're at least each worth $15. So that's, for example, like if there was a scrapyard across the street and I had them right now, I would pick them up. Oh, I seen a rat. What's up, rat dude? But yeah, yo, look at a brand new building. This joint is a behemoth. This thing is huge. But if there was a scrapyard across the street, I would have genuinely walked them in, took them there, and scrapped them so y'all could have seen. Yeah. Yo, where'd that rat go to though? Oh, he right here. Look at. What's up, rat dude? Where you disappeared to? You went in the steps? Trying to like move it. I think he went into the steps, y'all. Oh, my freaking umbrella. My umbrella. Under my umbrella. Ella, eh. Yeah, guys. That was a rat. The rat was probably like, that was a baby rat. Like 4 or 5 inches. I used to have rats when I was younger. Rats, mice, gerbils, hamsters, all types of snakes, iguanas, leopard geckos, biberon geckos, tokay geckos, house geckos, anoles, skinks, a bunch of other animals. Yeah. I used to be into animals when I was a youngster. Yeah, a full-size rat, they could be like anywhere from 13, 14 inches, depending on how they eat. Like if they're well-fed, and they be chubby little dudes. All right, where should we go? If I go left, it's just a whole empty block. If I go right, it's the Temple University campus. However, Richard Allen Home Projects is that way. Would be like southish, like westish, even though it's not in Southwest Philly. But from where I'm pointing, I would have to head southwest. This is the PGW, Philadelphia Gas Works. This is my free spot where I get air. This is Toon's top secret exclusive free spot. But I guess it ain't free no more. You hear it's on? This is where I come to get air. Listen. Come on, don't play me now. Give me a little bit of air. Hold on, let me see. Damn, I can't do nothing. There you go, you heard it? This is where I come to get air. Whenever I need free air for my supermoto, for my scooter, for a bicycle, for a car. If I'm ever in this area, I always stop right there. That belongs to PGW. And this is where they air up their trucks. But that's super duper high speed air. Meaning if you don't take it out quick, you'll blow your tire up. Yeah, you got to be careful with it. But I like using that. It's free. And if it's free, it's for me. I'm going to go this way. You know why? Because I'm going to show you guys a spot where there was a college student. Since we're next to Temple University, I know we're on a long, boring block. But eventually we're about to pass some projects. Not the Richard Allen projects, but we'll pass another set of projects soon. Shortly. Look at this building. So huge, right? See it? And this one. This is like this right here. This is a block where you could get jumped out on. If you're walking up this block, a car looking funny, I mean, they ain't gonna get nothing from my pocket but pocket lint. Cause I'm bright enough to know not to bring anything of value. You know what I mean? Not to bring anything of value when I'm doing these type of videos. But yeah, so you gotta be wise, you know. You gotta be wise. I like to think of myself as wise to an extent. I know no one's invincible. I don't claim to be invincible, but I think I have a higher belief. You know, I have a safety protecting me, you know, and I've been through a fair share of nonsense in my youthful years, similar to what we're talking about now. So I'm a little bit more on my P's and Q's. All right, the reason why I came to this corner, we're on 9th and Montgomery. We just passed Burks. The reason why I came to this corner is because there was a Temple University student. He was probably like 26 years old. And to my knowledge, he was doing online classes But I think for some apparent reason, he had took day classes. And this happened like, I would say 5-6 months ago. What he was doing was he had, I think he was crossing the street or something. And they got the CCTV footage. When he was walking the street, there was a car, and the car dragged him. It hit him and dragged him through this whole block, and it killed him. Yeah, this happened probably like 6 months ago. 6 months ago, maybe, give or take. I would say the end of last year. We're in the 5th month now, maybe closer to 7 months, but it happened like around the winter time. Yep. And it was sad because he wasn't even a on-campus student. To my knowledge, he was like one of those virtual students, but for some apparent reason, he had to come to the campus, and the time when he comes to the campus, he loses his life. That's a rough synopsis of the story. I'm sure there's more logistics and specifics that went into it, but I know they hit him, dragged him, they left, and then they got CCTV footage, like somebody's camera, from a block or two up that got the vehicle. Now, did they ever catch the people? I'm not sure. I'll be completely honest with you. Not sure at all. All right, we're on 9th and Cecil B. Moore. We're about to head through old gang territory. The reason why I say old gang territory is because there's documentations via the World Wide Web on YouTube of old gangs from the 1950s. You know how nowadays when you see dudes, let's make this left here because I think you guys might appreciate me walking through a block with some actual buildings versus ET phone home, mini. Hold on, noisy truck. Yeah, I think you guys might appreciate me walking through a block with some buildings versus these little back blocks. A lot of people be like, Toon, you don't be afraid? You don't find that spooky? Maybe it's spooky to y'all because you're not from here, so it looks foreign. But let's make an example. Let's say you live in Happy Lane Grove. I just made that little town up completely. Unless there is a real Happy Lane Grove out there, then I don't know. You guys owe me cosign. But let's say you live in Happy Willow Grove or Happy Smile Grove or whatever. Or let's just call it Spider Lane, right? You live in a neighborhood called Spider Lane, right? But Spider Lane, during the daytime, you're familiar with it. You've lived there for over 20 years, right? You lived in Spider Lane for a long time. At nighttime, what happens with Spider Lane? It gets dark, doesn't it? Like all of the world eventually. It gets dark, right? Let's cross the street so you guys can see some houses. So you're comfortable with walking your dog at nighttime in Spider Lane because you've been living there for the last 20 plus years, 30, 40, 50 years, you know, and so on. That's Gray Manor right here. I forgot to show y'all. Gray Manor. It's like apartments. So yeah. So you've been living there for so many years, you're comfortable with it. Now, to me, if you show me Spider Lane, your neighborhood that looks beautiful in the daytime, at night with barely any lights, with long dark roads and country roads, me, a city dude, would be a little skeptical. I'll be like, hold up. That looks like a setup. I do not want to be walking through Spider Lane at night, or Happy Grove, because Spider Lane sounds dangerous, but that's the point. The point I'm trying to say here is danger is in the eyes of the beholder. We all perceive danger differently. We all perceive scary situations differently, you know? To people who from Philly, my Philly viewers right now that know exactly where I'm at, they ain't know where I'm at. So they ain't not really worried about it, you know what I mean? But back in the day, there used to be the Oxford gang around here, and I saw the documentation. Like I was saying earlier, you know how nowadays when you see the corner boys, they be wearing baggy jeans, you know, hoodies, Jordans, you know what I mean? They be wearing like urban modern clothes. That documentation showed the gangs from back in the day, all African-American young brothers. They had like trench coats and pea coats and top hats and slacks and like shoes and We got this vehicle right here that's tinted up. Let's see what happens here. See, in a case like this, if they start shooting, I gotta be wise. I gotta jump, I gotta duck, I gotta go under a car. I gotta hop the fence. There you go, they kept it pushing. But you gotta have plans. You gotta have plans for something like this, you know what I mean? You gotta have plans. They could have just stopped to check their GPS. Could have been an Uber driver, Lyft driver, delivering food. Or they could have just stopped because it was about to jump out. You know, and you can't run faster than a bullet, but you can be aware of your surroundings. You know what I mean? So these are all, to my knowledge, like PHA housing. I guess that would be Philadelphia Housing Authority. Unless it's affordable housing like North Square built right there on Susquehanna. I don't know. I wouldn't be able to tell you because I don't live here. Even though I'm familiar with the neighborhood, but I actually don't live on this exact block, so I wouldn't be able to tell you what these are, but they do look like PHA to me. And PHA is pretty much Philadelphia Housing Authority. These right here, now these are investors. Investors bought those. They were lots or abandoned buildings, and they put these giant, you know, some people call them Lego houses. The PHA houses, a lot of PHA houses tend to come with driveways, lawns. They have the little town home, you know, the little, you know, prissy look, if I can call it that. But anyway, so the gangs from back in the day around here, they weren't dressed like how they dressed. And then they had like perms. They had like slick backs. Like, and I'm talking about African-American young brothers. The Puerto Ricans weren't really, to my knowledge, you know, dominating Philly like that. In the 50s, they were still in Puerto Rico and so on. They were like, you know, in the island. Dominicans were still in their island. You know, a lot of other Spanish cultures, Venezuelans and all the Cubans and all that. A lot of them were still in their islands. Philadelphia was predominantly a variety of Caucasian races. You know, German, Polish, Irish, Italian, European, and so on. Let's walk onto this avenue. I think you guys appreciate this avenue. It's not even an avenue. It's freaking, I think, we just came off of 8th Street. So that would be what, 9th Street? Yeah, but still, I'm going to show y'all this. And there's a project over here, too. There's another project. But this is pretty much where the gangs used to be at. Back in the day, it was like zones, like territorial zones. Brand new buildings. Yeah. Nowadays, there's not really much territory action going on. From what I heard back in the day, you couldn't cross certain avenues or certain areas before my generation, before my time. That's what I was told. I was told that you weren't able to cross places. Wow, what is up with this super duper long line? What in tarnation is going on here, mate? What? So I want to take y'all straight because there's projects, not the Richard ones, but another set of projects. But I'm so curious to see what's happening down here. All right, I'm going to go straight and then I'm going to go right. I'm going to kill two birds with one stone. What's going on under here? Is it like some type of parade that Toon didn't get invited to? There's a stop sign at the corner, so there's no reason for people to be stopped, and no one's beeping, which tells me, could they all be together? Is it like a funeral? SPD on that bird. You see it says SPD. I don't really like the fact that he wrote on a bird, but I actually know who that is. SPD is short for spade. Yo, what's up with this traffic right here, yo? Well, on the bright side is, you know, you shouldn't really get robbed right here on this section or shot up because you got like 50 witnesses. Unless they're all staring down at their phone, then you're screwed. All right, guys. I'm uncertain at what's happening here exactly. Yeah, this is just a stop sign over here. A couple people looking down at their phone. Are people waiting for packages or something? What's these little rolly things doing here? Oh, snap. Yo, this line goes all the way around the corner. This line goes right into the projects. Oh, okay. Okay. I understand now. This is a Gopuff station, y'all. I didn't even know. Okay. Hello. Okay, I was confused for a hot minute. I was confused. Excuse me. She almost ran right into me with her order. I was wondering, I'm like, why is everybody parked there casually? That's a Gopuff warehouse. So I guess everybody was waiting for their orders. All right, so this is one of the projects. It's one of them. But this isn't the one that we were trying to get to. Wow, that's funny, right? That's priceless. Yo, the line wraps all the way around the corner, though. Line wraps all the way around the corner. You got the Renaissance Garden leasing office across the street. We're on 10th Street now. So we're gonna make this left. Pretty much go to the belly of, we got Harrison Plaza across the street. This is pretty much one set of projects. We got Harrison Plaza across the street. Yeah, Gopuff, if you guys aren't familiar with our service here in America, I'm sure you had to see the commercials on YouTube before because they were on commercial. They was on YouTube for a while. The commercials was interrupting your scheduled broadcasting to tell you about Gopuff. But pretty much to my knowledge, you can work for Gopuff, and what it does is there's a whole factory of objects that you can get at stores, and you order what you want. They bag it up for you, and normally they deliver it to you. It looks like right there, like you were picking it up. You know what I mean? So this is all the projects, y'all. In front of me, it's the projects. On this side, across the street, is the projects. This side right there, is the projects. Like I'm in the middle of it. And I remember coming through here and seeing some candles and some Jordans, signifying somebody was lost. Somebody lost their life. And I think it had a basketball and everything. Could have been like a youngster. I hear people's TVs on. I hear the air conditioners on. They're like me. When it's cold, I still got to have cold air. That's how it was growing up. My pop used to call me a polar bear because when I was a kid, look, you got the Philadelphia skyline up there. I don't know if you guys can see a little bit of it. But yeah, when I was a kid, no matter how cold it was, I used to turn on the air conditioner. It would be like 15, 20 degrees outside, and I would turn on the air conditioner. And I would sleep in boxers. That was the craziest part, that I would sleep in boxers. Because I couldn't breathe. Like, my nostrils would get, like, stuffed. Police. What's it say? Moses Walker. I think somebody passed away. That's the Philadelphia Housing Authority headquarters for this little block right here. Yeah. This is all projects too on my left and on my right. Look at, they throw away a little mirror and a bed. Yeah, we about to walk through some homies right here. The next block is Spring Garden. And then after that, it is the Richard Allen Homes project. So we pretty much made it in a good amount of timing. I was trying not to take too many detours, but I was trying to show you guys, at least show you guys the area. There used to be a tennis court across the street. It was a big old tennis court, and they bought out the tennis court, and they put those big giant buildings right there. It's like that green. You see all that green? All that green is, I don't know if it's gonna be like a loft or like some type of, probably luxury apartments. That was a tennis court. That whole block was, I'm telling you, it was just like 5 tennis courts. Yep. Now, it's gonna be a living space. 10th and Girard. We got a plaza right here. Marketplace, Dunkin' Donuts, the Laundry Cafe, Dollar General. And again, that big giant factory over there, that was abandoned. Look it. Amazing views are just the beginning. Rooftop pool, deck, everything. That's Larry's Steaks. Larry's Steaks right there across the street. Philadelphia, home of the belly fillers. I love Willie in this block right here. Spring Garden. Girard. I said Spring Garden. Girard, it's awesome. But Spring Garden is also cool to Willie too. Like, don't get it twisted. The reason why I like them is because they're big, wide, and flat. They're smooth. Yeah, this right here was a tennis court. And they bought out the tennis court, y'all. Ain't that crazy? When you have so much money that you can buy out a recreational location that was designed to keep people entertained, and it's like, oh, you want to give us how much for this location? Sure, take it. They can play tennis in their backyards. Seriously, look how big this building is. It's massive. Yep. And I drove by here before on other tours when it was a tennis court. The beauty about my channel is, since I've been doing this, if you're new to the channel, I've been doing YouTube since 2009. We're passing Harper Street. We got Keeping It Real Christian Fellowship. Yo, what a name, Keeping It Real. I've been on YouTube since 2009, but I've been documenting Philly since, I believe, like 2017, for about 3.5 years. Maybe the end of 2016, like, I'm not sure. This was erected in 1852. Real faith, real hope, real love. But I've been doing this for about 3.5 years, and the beauty about it is, if you look at some of my old tours, my silent tours from when I first started, you'll see a lot of these neighborhoods, and you'll get the chance to see the change. You'll be able to compare and contrast and say, oh, that building wasn't there before. Or, oh, that building's there now. Or, where'd that building go? That building's no longer there. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, we're right next to the Richard Allen Home Project, y'all. We're at Cambridge Street right here, 900 block of Cambridge. Now, this project got a bad reputation. I think it was worse probably before my time. I know that the mob boss, Joey Merlino, to my knowledge, used to donate a lot of goods to this project when it was, I think, the project before this. This is the new homes. There was the original Richard Allen homes. But he used to donate like turkeys and all that during the holidays and gifts for the kids. He was the Italian mob boss from South Philly. Well, we can get a vehicle that pulls up next to us all tinted out. You can only just hope that nothing's gonna happen. They pulled up quick too. They could have jumped out to take a pee. I shot a music video right there across the street. Shot a music video. Let me listen to my surroundings. All right, we're on Poplar, 10th and Poplar. Richard Allen Holmes. See the PHA board? The bad part about guns nowadays is they be having the little speed trigger, little attachment on the end. And that attachment be turning like a regular handgun into an auto. So all you gotta do is hit it once, and they let out 13, 14, 15 rounds, 20 rounds, depending on how long the clip is. That's the bad part about it. That was the tinted car that just parked up. They ended up going by. Alright, we're on Ogden Street. So I actually went through all this on a cold winter day. I walked you guys through all this, like in the winter. I took y'all through all this. I went back there. That's that classic car that we saw. I went through all this before, y'all. Yep. Yeah. That car running around the block. So I gotta be wise. So I gotta keep an eye out, you know. But that's the part I was telling you. Don't get caught off guard. Be wise. When a car pulled up next to me, I noticed it, and I had a plan. I knew I was gonna jump for the fences. Worst case scenario, you know. Hope they run out of bullets before I could, you know what I mean? Before I could dip and dodge. It's not like they out looking for me particularly, but you never know, you know. Sometimes people have malice. On 10th and Parish. Sometimes you never know, man. That's why you should always be aware of your surroundings. But what most of the people don't get sometimes is that sometimes a lot of the people who do get gunned down, there's a high percentage of it being pre-existing beef, a dispute, drama, an altercation. That's how most of it happens. It's not just like randomness, like we're just gonna go around shooting random people. On occasion, that might happen, or a stray bullet might fly and, hit somebody. But that's not always the case. And sometimes with robberies, as long as you comply, it goes well. I mean, not saying that you being in that situation is a positive thing, but a lot of times if you just comply and go with the flow, nothing is worth your life. So if you have anything, give it up, All right. See, this area got the police cameras right up top. You see right there? Got the police cameras. And now I'm going through a little ducky block. In the daytime, this is easy, breezy, beautiful cover girl. At nighttime, you got to be on your P's and Q's, man. Yeah. You got to be on your P's and Q's. But I walk with God. I walk with a strong faith. I know I got Walt watching over me. I got any loved one that I ever lost watching over me. I've been in sticky situations before, and I'm here for a reason. I'm here to document my city. I'm here to share my story. I'm here to enlighten the world. Even if I teach you one thing that you didn't know, then my job, didn't go in vain. But blocks like this is what I'm talking about. Somebody could pull up, jump out. That's it. I ain't stupid. I know. I know what can happen. I know. But when you're a reporter and you go into Baghdad, you know what you're about to get yourself into. When you go into Iraq, when you go into, those reporters that go into those riot zones, they know what's about to happen. So, they sign up for it. So, theoretically speaking, when I do stuff like this, I know what I'm signing up for. And I got a firearm. But the thing is that I'm a firm believer that, you know, two firearms don't make things any better. Then you're going to end up in the wild, wild west. You know what I mean? It's going to be you shooting at them shooting at you. Who got better aim? You know what I mean? There's a little skate park right here. There was a few segments shot here. There was one about the mob that was shot here. There was one that was about the skaters shot here. You can see them on YouTube. This is a homemade skate park. And there's a basketball court over there too. I'm about to cut through here and take y'all through something different. And the basketball court, completely empty. Chris Mitchell, he passed away in 2003. He was born 2017. He's painted on that wall with wings. Goes to show you, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Our timing is looking good. We made it here just in the nick of timing, guys. Look at that giant religious building. There's a pool over here too. This goes to me. Normally, I wouldn't like vehicles coming to me, but then again, you don't want vehicles coming from behind you either. When you're on long, empty blocks like this, excuse my French, you're kind of assed out. Seriously. The worst thing that could happen is they jump out. All I could do is go with the flow, comply for the most part, and try to preserve my documentation, take the device and hum it across the fence. You know what I mean? If that makes any sense. So later on in the near future, I can always track it. You know what I mean? You gotta be prepared, y'all. You gotta be prepared. They call that the Poplar. Wow, that factory across the street was abandoned. That big giant factory. I flew my drone over it before, many years ago. I flew my drone over this whole area many years ago. Look at right there. The Poplar. Wow. I'm gonna walk over there so we could finish this tour off looking at this gigantic factory that was once abandoned. This was abandoned. If you look at my 2018 vlog playlist where I vlogged for 365 days straight and did not miss a day on this channel, Toon 215, you will see that I spent many days under here willying. When I was going through my willy process, I was right under here and this was abandoned. And that was in 2018. We're in 2021. So 3 years later, boom, they brought it back to life. I think this was just on the news too. Was somebody shot under here? I think somebody was shot under here. Because I do recall when we watched the segment, we said, hey, isn't that the new building that they just rehabilitated? Yep. Wow, but there ain't no sidewalk for me to walk on. so I can't really show it to y'all. But I think this will conclude today's short tour, ladies and gentlemen. We walked through several neighborhoods. We walked through a few blocks, showed you guys a few projects. We went through some small blocks, we went through some wide blocks. We ended off at the Richard Allen Home Projects. Yeah, it's nighttime. It is currently 10:25 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This tour is about to end for y'all, but the walk back to my residence is about to begin for me. And I'm not gonna document that. I'm just walking dolo, y'all. They be like, Toon, but how do you get home? Do you take the bus? Nah, bro, I think I walk faster than the bus. So, I wanna say thank you all for watching. I appreciate your support. Show some love. I would kindly appreciate that. Share this video if you want. And yeah, this is your homeboy, Mr. Toon. Toon be chillin'. Toon Dollars. The YouTube channel Toon 215. And I'm tuning out.